You know that old saying, right? You either ride a scooter or a motorcycle, never both.
Mm-hmm.
Unless maybe you're late for work and the Vespa's got fuel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happens.
Well, today on the deep dive, we're taking that idea and, like, really revving it up. Because it's never just about the wheels, is it?
No, not really. It's about who you are.
Exactly. We're diving into that epic showdown. Mods versus rockers, 1960s Britain.
Yeah, and it wasn't just some, historical footnote gathering dust.
Not at all. It was this roaring, oil-splattered, sharply dressed, and often really misunderstood subculture war. Defined a generation, really.
It absolutely did. And it's such a fascinating period, more than just two types of bikes clashing. It's about how identity gets, forged and shown off on two wheels.
Right.
And for this deep dive, we're looking at some great sources, like that exclusive piece in Bike Nation magazine, Wies to Lenanyo and Wive, Sliniani Slinia,
Which translates to,
Conflict of the Mods and Rockers, British Rebellion on Two Wheels, something like that.
Gotcha.
And it really helps us get under the skin of it,
Yeah.
Not just what they rode, but the why. What was the rebellion really about?
Okay, so that's our mission today then. We're going to take you on a ride back to the 60s in Britain, unpack this whole cultural clash.
And see what still resonates today, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. So whether you lean towards sharp suits or maybe a classic leather jacket, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's unpack this starting with the mods. So modernists, right?
Mm-hmm. That's where the name comes from?
These were the stylish kids, post-war Britain, coming out of, like, austerity and rationing finally ending.
Yeah, they were looking for something different. Sophistication. Something that wasn't traditionally British, maybe.
Totally. Clean lines, cafe culture, always looking impeccable, like really sharp.
It was a conscious thing, wasn't it? Rejecting that kind of drab post-war look their parents had.
Definitely. And the ride, that was key. Italian scooters, Vespas, Lambrettas.
And these weren't just about getting from A to B. Oh, no. They were a statement.
How so?
Well, elegant, for one. A break from the past. They were, relatively affordable, too. And crucially, you could customize them like crazy.
The mirrors.
Exactly. Chrome mirrors everywhere. Windshields, lights. Our source says they look like disco balls on wheels.
Love that. So flashy, fashionable, completely different from the big, heavy British bikes of the time.
Worlds apart.
So it wasn't just like practical then, it was also kind of rebellion in itself. Choosing that style, that continental chic over just raw power.
I think so, yeah. And think about it. Try showing up to, say, a jazz club
Right.
on a big, greasy motorbike without getting your suit trousers creased or oily.
Not the mod vibe at all.
Exactly. Scooters let them just glide in, looking pristine, part of that whole urban landscape they inhabited.
And the music ties in too, right? Soul music.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It all fit together. That sophisticated, sort of forward-looking feel, creating this new identity, clean, modern.
Okay, so that's the mods.
Yeah.
Now, the other side of the coin, the rockers.
Right, the rockers. You could call them the original cafe racers.
And their main goal was...
Speed. Simple as that. Just go very, very fast.
And the look, totally different.
Oh, completely. Iconic. Black leather jackets, often studded up, maybe patches, idolizing guys like Marlon Brando in The Wild One.
Yeah, that rebellious image.
They weren't chasing mainstream fashion. Their look was about toughness, being authentic, embracing the grit, the oil stains,
Very working class roots showing through.
Absolutely. And this fierce desire for freedom, just raw freedom, a real gut reaction against maybe the rules and constraints of the time.
And the bikes had to match that, I guess.
They did. While the mods had their elegant scooters, rockers were all about British iron. Big, powerful motorcycles.
The classic names.
Yeah.
Triumphs. BSAs.
Nortons, yeah, those iconic brands. And they weren't kept standard, usually.
Stripped down.
Yeah.
Codified.
Exactly. Tuned for performance. Set up for those speed runs. Cafe to cafe. That was their thing.
So their world was the open road, not the city street corner.
Pretty much. Their anthem was rock and roll, loud and raw. A good day was pushing the bike, pushing themselves, wind in the hair.
Helmets optional, it seems.
Often, yeah. It sounds like a totally different universe, doesn't it? Fueled by a different kind of post-war dream. More about raw power and freedom.
So we've got these two really distinct groups. How did it go from just, like, different tastes to an actual feud?
Well, it definitely went beyond just taste in music or transport, didn't it? It blew up into this full-blown cultural clash.
Rooted in bigger things, generational stuff.
Class. Yeah, all of that bubbling under the surface in post-war Britain. And what's fascinating is how quickly it just became this huge public spectacle, like a battle for the soul of young Britain almost.
It really did grab the headlines. Our source points to 1964, those clashes in seaside towns, Brighton, Margate.
Right, during the bank holidays, the papers called them bloody scuffles.
And these weren't just isolated punch-ups, were they? They caused genuine alarm.
Oh, absolutely. A proper moral panic, as the sociologists call it. The source we mentioned actually compares the media impact to maybe how people react to something like TikTok today.
Wow, really? That level of panic?
Yeah, this sudden intense fear about the youth, the media just ran with it, sensationalizing everything, painting it as society falling apart, values breaking down.
But you wonder, did all that attention almost strengthen them?
That's a really interesting point. Being condemned by the establishment like that, sometimes it just makes a subculture dig its heels in even more, feel more unified, more defiant.
Yeah, defines them against the others. And they certainly weren't quiet about what they thought of each other.
Not at all. The mods would call the rockers, what was it, dirty and outdated?
Right, like relics from a past the mods wanted to escape.
And the rockers fired back, dismissing the mods as posers, people who wouldn't last 5 minutes on a proper road trip. Their style was seen as, fake. Soft.
Classic mutual disdain, defining yourself by what you hate.
Pretty much. Though, to be fair, the source we're using, it offers a nice bit of balance. It says both sides were kind of right and kind of wrong.
How so?
Well, there was maybe a grain of truth in the criticisms, even if it got nasty. The rockers did represent something grittier, maybe more traditional in its rebellion.
And the mods were very focused on this new urban look, this aesthetic.
Exactly. So it wasn't just black and white. It was complex.
Okay, so if the subcultures were so different, let's dig into how the bikes themselves, the scooters versus the motorcycles, really reflected that. This is where it gets really interesting, I think.
Yeah, the machines were like extensions of their philosophies.
So let's compare them. Speed, for instance. Big difference there.
Huge. Scooters were built for the city, right? Agility, getting around town efficiently. Our source calls them modest, like their manners.
Okay. So nimble, urban, not about top speed.
Not primarily, no. Motorcycles, though, different story. Built for power. Fast enough to scare your gran, as the source puts it.
Always about scaring gran.
Yeah. But more seriously, they were often tuned for higher speeds, for the open road, pushing limits, getting that adrenaline fix. That was the point.
And the style points. We touched on this, but it's stark, isn't it?
Oh, totally. Scooters had that Italian chic tailored suits vibe. Sleek, modern.
While motorcycles were greaser cool, leather forever, raw, tough, unapologetic. A badge of honor almost.
It really was a visual declaration.
Yeah.
And then there's maintenance.
Yeah. Must have been different.
Definitely. Scooters were generally easier and cheaper to run, suited that urban mod lifestyle accessible, looked good without maybe needing to be a master mechanic.
Right.
Motorcycles, though, bigger engines, more complex. The source says more power equals more parts equals more problems.
Makes sense. Needs more dedication, more time tinkering.
Exactly. Which kind of fit the rocker ethos, that hands-on mechanical thing.
Okay, what about comfort? Or maybe lack thereof?
Aha! Well, scooters had that step-through elegance plus useful storage under the seat. Practical for city life, keeping the suit clean.
Very civilized.
Motorcycles, on the other hand, described as offering vibration therapy for your spine.
Ouch. Sounds about right. You felt the machine, felt the road, no filter.
Pretty much. Raw connection. And finally, street cred. Hugely important for both sides.
So how did that break down?
Scooters gave off that urban cool, cafe lifestyle image, hip, modern, part of that new city vibe. Motorcycles just screamed road warrior, lone wolf vibe, power, independence, defying the mainstream.
So each machine really was the perfect symbol for its rider.
Absolutely. A perfect extension of who they were or who they wanted to be.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture then,
Yeah.
How have these cultures shifted? We're in 2025 now. Are mods and rockers still a thing?
Well, yes and no. It's evolved, definitely. The original conflicts have mostly faded. It's more about acceptance now, even integration sometimes. But you still see the echoes.
Absolutely.
It's a great example of how these cultural clashes tend to resolve over time, find common ground.
Right. So like modern scooter culture, is that still mod influenced?
Oh yeah, it's huge, especially in Europe and Asia. You see these slick electric Vespas, retro Lambrettas making a comeback.
And the writers.
Our source calls them mods 2.0. Maybe tech-savvy bomber jackets instead of parkas, sipping oat lattes.
Blasting Arctic monkeys via Bluetooth.
Exactly. A modern take on that same stylish, sophisticated vibe.
And what about the rocker side? Motorcycle culture is massive now.
It's exploded globally. Cafe racers, scramblers, retro bikes, they're arguably hotter than ever.
You see them everywhere. Stripped down Royal Enfields, those new Triumph Bonnevilles.
Yeah, and all those custom builds on Instagram, captions like, built not bought.
Even if the builder might be a millionaire graphic designer.
Huh, precisely. The aesthetic lives on, even if the context changes.
But what's really interesting, you mentioned integration. The lines are blurred now.
Totally blurred. You might see someone who was maybe a mod back in the day now riding a Harley. Or you'll catch a die-hard rocker type on an electric scooter.
Pretending it's just for the commute.
Exactly. It's really become this kind of peace treaty era. This shared love of just being on two wheels often matters more than the old labels.
That's brilliant. And there are even, like, events celebrating both now.
Yeah, peace rides, theme festivals, they celebrate both subcultures, costume contests, the whole thing.
And crucially,
As the source notes, absolutely no brawls, just the occasional side-eye.
progress. It really shows how things change, how acceptance grows over time. Finding that common ground.
So at the end of the day, what's the big takeaway from all this?
Well, our deep dive really shows, I think, that the mods and rockers thing, it was never really just about the scooters or the motorcycles.
No, it was about identity. Your ride was your flag, your rebellion, your tribe, a symbol of who you were and maybe just as importantly, who you refused to be.
Like a physical symbol of where you stood in a world that was changing fast.
Exactly.
And that core idea, that's still true, isn't it? Whether you ride a superbike that costs a fortune or just a little runaround moped.
Yeah, it's not really just about the speed or the brand name, is it?
No. It's about where it takes you, who you feel like when you're riding it, what you're saying about yourself when you pull up somewhere. It's that personal expression.
We're all just trying to look cool and feel free. That's probably the bottom line
Yeah.
in our own ways.
Couldn't agree more. So maybe something for you, the listener, to think about. Next time you're out there polishing your bike's chrome or maybe tightening the throttle cable on your cafe racer, just think for a second. What did your choice of ride say about you? About your own identity, your own search for a bit of freedom?
Yeah, whether you're in that three-piece suit and a leather jacket.
Or something else entirely.
Yeah.
That spirit of expressing yourself through your ride, it definitely endures. Yeah.